Yo, it's Brian here. Today, gonna be talking about the San Francisco 49ers. As always, gonna be predicting the game between the Niners and the Saints happening this Sunday at the Superdome. Should be a titacular matchup, or spectacular matchup, I should say, for this game. It's gonna be an important one for the NFC. A lot of playoff implications. Unfortunately for us in San Francisco, we are currently a 5th seed. We were the number 1 seed, but Seattle did end up being Minnesota on Monday Night Football, so we have to have a lot of catching up to do. Hopefully, we can win out and beat Seattle in Week 17. But right now, let's focus on the Saints. This is a very tough matchup. Hopefully, we get a good game like we did against the Ravens, but this time we get a W. Hopefully, it's not a game like the Packers game where we just absolutely destroy them, although that'd be a nice way to have a victory, but at the same time, I like to have a good game and just be entertained for 3 hours. Should be a fun one. Jimmy Garoppolo versus Drew Brees. Our defense, their defense. We'll see what happens, who plays better. Let's just get this video started, but before I do, please like and subscribe. That's going to help out a lot. Click that bell notification to get notified of future videos. Share this channel, share this content with fellow United faithfuls. Let's just get this started. San Francisco 49ers versus New Orleans Saints. Prediction, who is going to win this Sunday? Okay, so prediction. Who am I going to go with to win this game? Well, before I do, I want to do a quick tale of the tape in each team and what they did last week. First off, let's talk about the 49ers. They're coming off a tough loss to the Baltimore Ravens, 17-20. I wish we would have won the game, but hey, it is what it is. For the most part in the game, I thought that they played really well. Offensively, they had some nice stuff going. You know, the 4th down to Deebo Samuel early on in the game, I thought that was very gutsy. That was a very effective play. That was great. They were able to move the ball down the field, kick some field goals. Some things that were very questionable, in my opinion, for Kyle Shanahan was the clock management in the second half. I thought I was like, what are you doing? Robbie Gould, he didn't really have a chance to kick the field goal. It was raining, it was soaking, so I didn't really blame him at all for missing the field goal, but it is what it is. Defensively, they did struggle just a little bit against Lamar Jackson, but hey, every defense has been struggling against him all season long. I don't really blame them at all for not being able to get Lamar all the time because they had to count him. They had to count Mark Ingram, Mark Andrews, those guys, so that's very important for them. But yeah, second half, they were able to contain him just a little bit more. They even managed to fumble him for the first time in his career this year. That's very impressive, or first time in 9 games, whatever it was. To be able to force him to do a fumble, I thought that was very impressive for this defense. Other than that, Justin Tucker kicked the last second field goal, and we lost the game 17-20. Close game, classic matchup, but we have to move on to New Orleans now. Next up, let's talk about the New Orleans Saints. They are coming off a nice win over the Atlanta Falcons on Thanksgiving Day, 26-18. The defense, they balled out. They had 9 sacks over Matt Ryan. They had 2 interceptions. They were very, very potent in that game. I know it's Atlanta. They're not really the best team right now. They did upset the Saints a couple of weeks ago. They had their day in Thanksgiving Day. I thought they played really well, and we'll see what happens with this spectacular matchup between the Niners and the Saints this Sunday. That out of the way, tail of the tape, let's talk about some things that I think are very important for the 49ers to win this game against Drew Brees. First off, I'm going to be talking about is our defense, obviously. This time around, they're not going to be facing a mobile quarterback like Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray. They're going to be facing Drew Brees, who is a pocket passer. For the most part, for the 49ers, anybody that doesn't really run the ball too often as a quarterback, they have a lot of success in it, because you've seen the games that we played all year long. They've been able to pressure the quarterback and just get to them all day long. Guys like Jameis Winston, Kyle Allen, Andy Dalton, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, that guy's a Pro Bowl All-Pro guy, and they just rattle him all day in that game on Sunday Night Football. Brees, he's not really the youngest guy, so he shouldn't be taking too much punishment, but I think he'll be taking a punishment just a little bit in this game because, oh man, that is a tough defensive line. I don't know what else you can say about that. The linebacking core, Fred Warner and them, they can just ball out definitely. Warner, number 54, he is just improving big time. I've never seen a guy just elevate his game like just from 0 to 100 just instantly. He is all over the ball. His instincts are amazing, and I'm glad we have him as a middle linebacker, and I think he's going to be emerging as one of the best linebackers in the NFL by the end of this year, so that's very impressive there. Secondary, we all know it's first in passing, hands down, over New England, over Baltimore, over any defense. Nobody throws the ball unless Drew Brees. He might change that a little bit with Michael Thomas. We'll see them, but yeah, Richard Sherman and them, he has these boys playing really hard. Defensive line is definitely helping, but I mean, with them together with Akella Witherspoon, Emmanuel Mosley, Jimmy Ward, those guys, they have just been absolutely awesome this year. Hopefully they keep it up against a very tough offense in the New Orleans Saints. Offensively for the 49ers, Jimmy G, he can't turn the ball over. He's been doing a really good job on not throwing any interceptions for the past couple of games now. I think the Packers and Ravens game, he's been really clean on that, but he did have a turnover against the Ravens, fumbling really early on. That was very important, very crucial to the game, but at the same time, it was a little bit slippery, so I kind of had to give him a little bit of a pass, but other than that, he hasn't been throwing any interceptions for the past game or two now, so that's very impressive there. Another thing to look for is the running game. What are the Saints going to do? Are they going to load up the box? Or are they just going to let the 4 guys on the defensive line just stop the running backs like Tevin Coleman and Raheem Mostert, Matt Breida? I don't know. Yeah, we'll see what happens, what looks that Dennis Allen gives to Kyle Shanahan and what have you. But yeah, running game is very essential. George Kittle, he's probably the most important player on the offense along with Jimmy Garoppolo. Hopefully those 2 guys, they can lock up big time. We'll see what happens then. Everything has to go great together, and I think everything's going to go great. It is New Orleans in the Superdome. Tough crowd, tough area to play, but if you can just get motivated and shut the crowd down quickly early on, it's not going to be a matter of home field advantage at all. Just play the game. If you know that you're the better team, just play your best football, and they've been doing that all year long, even with the close losses that they had against the Seahawks and Ravens. That out of the way, talking about preview, what have you, who am I going to pick for this game? Well, to be honest with you, I've been leaning toward the 49ers to win this game, but I'm going to be picking the Saints to win this game. Yeah, I think Drew Brees is going to have an awesome game. Michael Thomas, those guys are going to go off. Saints winning this game. I'm just playing y'all. I'm picking the 49ers to win this game. As I mentioned in this whole video now, with our defense being able to stop any pocket passer, they're going to do a really good job in this game. Offensively, I think they're going to be pretty crisp and sync together as long as Jimmy G doesn't throw an interception to Marshawn Lattimore or anything like that. He does have to be very careful with the defensive line with Cam Jordan and them boys. They can get to the quarterback. Offensive line, they have a pretty big day with Mike McGlinchey and Daniel Brunskill. I'm assuming he's starting the left tackle position. Defensively, it's going to be a very good day. I think they're going to have their day against Drew Brees, and offensively, they're going to do enough just to win the game. If I had to pick a final score for me, I would actually pick San Francisco to win this game about 28, New Orleans 25. Very close game. Hopefully, it's a classic game like it was for the Ravens and Seahawks game, where this time we go out with the victory. We'll see what happens then, but I'm picking the 49ers to win this game. Let's make it 11-2. That's it, guys. Please let me know what you guys got for this matchup. Who are you going to pick for this game? I'd like to hear what you have to say in the comments below. If you guys like this, please like and subscribe. That's going to help out a lot. I'll be catching you guys up probably tomorrow or Thursday. We'll see what happens then. But yeah, I'll see you this week. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Go Niners all day.